I do believe, as a former soldier, Madam Speaker, I also reject that there is no place ever for violence. And that might seem controversial, but I would say to a young man, there is, and it is in the protection of the innocent. I would say to a man, when you see domestic violence occurring, that is your time to step up to the plate. When your country needs you in a time of war, that is when you step up to the plate. And it is teaching the value of discipline in how they use their mind and body.
What is your question?
Madam Speaker, my question is to the Minister for the Prevention of Domestic and Family Violence. Minister, yesterday in Parliament, the member for Drysdale said he rejected the idea that there is no place for violence in our community. With violent crime on the rise across the Northern Territory under your government, do you agree with the member for Drysdale that the answer to violence is more violence?
Minister for Prevention of Domestic Violence.
It's on the parliamentary record. It's on Hansard.
Thanks, Madam Speaker, and it's always good to take things out of context. I think the really important thing in this space, Member for Goyder, is that the work that we are doing to address the root causes of domestic family and sexual violence are critical to breaking the cycle that ends up with our young people thinking that it's okay to go on a rampage through Nightcliff, standing on roundabouts in groups, belting cars with poles, throwing rocks, causing harm. What we're doing is we're saying that's not okay, Madam Speaker. We are working really hard to get to those kids at a point in time where there is hope that they will see that that is not a path they should be taking, where they will see that there are people who care about what happens to them, who will work with them, Madam Speaker, who will give them an opportunity to choose a different path, to find a different group of peers, to go to school, to work together to see a really good result for them where they have the opportunity to lead really strong lives in our community, caring for each other as opposed to egging each other on to do harm to others in the community who just happen to get in their way. We have a fantastic program that's been rolled out addressing the issue of juvenile causes of domestic violence, where we can get to those kids at a moment in time where we can work with their families, where we can show them there is an alternate pathway. And that is why in this budget that was announced and tabled here on Tuesday, we have invested significantly to make sure that that message is sent very clearly, that there are safe places for those victims, survivors of domestic violence, that there are programs that show our kids what the alternate pathway is. Madam Speaker, the member for Drysdale.
Take your seat, please. Minister, what's your point of order? Member for Goyder.
Standing Order 110, relevance. Madam Speaker, I ask the Minister for the Prevention of Domestic and Family Violence to directly answer the question. Do you share the same view as the member for Drysdale that sometimes violence needs to be used to solve violence? That's the question, Madam Speaker,
okay.
Is that the answer is sometimes violence against violence.
Take your seat, Member for Goyder. You're actually asking the Minister for an opinion, and it's up to the Minister whether she answers that. Please continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What I can say in this House is that, without question, one of the greatest advocates for change in this space, one of the people in our team who has the best experience because that person was a youth worker in the justice system and understands what is required, is the member for Drysdale. This is a man who has walked the walk, talked the talk.
Take your seat, Minister. This better be good. No speeches, point of order.
It's going to be good. It's going to be. Madam Speaker, my question is to the Minister for the Prevention of Domestic Violence. Does the government support the member for Drysdale's position? Is that the formal position of the government?
Sit down, Member for Goyder. No more points of order. That's another opinion, and you can answer, Minister, the way you choose. It's a question of an opinion.
Yes or no?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So it's fantastic to be able to draw on the experience of people like the member for Drysdale as we work together as a government to show
Silence.
those in our community who choose violence as the answer to their frustrations, who choose violence to act out in our community, that that is not the way to go, that is not the answer, and together as a government we will give them the opportunity to change their path, to work with us to have a better outcome in their life, to lead to a much, much better solution for our community.